loneliness.
Welcome back to Behind the Lens. Today we're going to be talking about... Did I just get cut? Did I just get cut? Oh sure, that's really professional. Yeah, you're gonna cut me because we're talking about Why don't you just let me say the word edit? Why don't you just let me say it? Editing. Oh. Just gonna transport me now. Is that what the idea is? Ah, good stuff. This is good stuff. Okay. Okay, now I'm 3 feet tall.
Why am I hugging the wall?
Changing camera angles now? Who's editing this? Drew? What are you gonna do now? Make me say something about myself? I am a sissy. Yeah, that's real professional. This person's gonna get fired. This is not working at all. Just go to the bumper and we'll get on with the episode. Just cut. Now you can cut. I said cut!
Get out!
Okay, so we got a new editor behind the scenes, and this is going to go a lot smoother now. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the editing process. Once all the footage is shot and we're done with principal photography, the editor sits in the chair and gets going on the movie. To me, it's just making sure that the story comes through clearly, the choices that I make from a shot-by-shot standpoint as well as an overall scene flow. I want to make sure that the story is coming through very clearly, and there are some decisions that are a little harder for me to make as a director serving as the editor because I get attached to certain things in a scene.
Brett and I have been editing for many years, and when it comes to editing something of this magnitude, that is a chance of a lifetime to edit feature-length, fantasy action film. We both were some of the few people, along with my dad, who could see the whole film before it was shot. So when things were coming together, we knew exactly how things needed to look, how things needed to flow. That's why the cutting stage is so precious, and it's, every scene matters in telling the whole scope of things.
Move! Just move!
This is the basic layout of the editing system that we've got here at House of Grace Films. And so this is my master timeline here. You can see the whole movie laid out here right in front of us. What I do typically on a movie like this is I go scene by scene, cut that scene together. Once I like the way that scene is flowing, then I plug it into my master timeline, watch how those scenes flow from one to the other, and then finally starts to move on to the next stages of the process. The good thing that we had with this movie is all of the metadata that was captured in the camera, as well as our script supervising and continuity teams were capturing as well. So I was able to go really quickly to the shots that we called prints and drop those into the timeline, as well as go to other takes that may work in some spots, and I pulled those in.
On one hand, you have scenes where there's lots of heavy cuts, lots of heavy intense action sequences, and then you have those scenes that are just intimate conversations, and you get to cut. It's slow cuts, and it's more about seeing the reactions. There's been those few scenes, really emotional scenes, where we come to tears watching it, where you put it together and you just sit back and watch it once you've put it together, and you just go, wow. That's, we achieved that moment in the story through editing.
At times I will have Drew and my dad come in and watch some stuff and see if it's working for them, and if it's not working for them, they give me some ideas, some things I hadn't thought of, and sometimes they're point on telling me that I need to cut something out of the movie. And there was a couple parts in the movie, a couple scenes that we had to just make some really hard cuts, and was not very comfortable with making those cuts, but at the end it made the best sense for the movie, the overall project. And so hopefully those will show up on a behind the scenes DVD in the future. There are many steps in the editing process, and this is more commonly known as the cutting stage, where we're cutting the film together. The film is then passed on to our audio people, where they start to put the sound to the movie. And all of that is coming up and a lot more in this Behind the Lens series. So hope you like this glimpse into the editing process, the cutting stage. and be on the lookout for a few more Behind the Lens episodes as we wrap up production on The War Within.